Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
Texas woman found dead in Harvey floods, rescuers shocked to see who else is with her. If you're someone who would do anything for your children, you're going to be incredibly proud of this Beaumont mother. With the floodwaters rising all over the southernmost part of Texas, many of those with the ability to make a break for it, have. There's been a mass exodus, but not everyone affected had the ability to leave. While many didn't anticipate the sheer ferocity with which Harvey would strike, it would have been virtually impossible for the entire area to evacuate. Considering what Texans have had to endure over the last couple of days, it's surprising that the death toll isn't even higher than it currently is. As it stands now, dozens have been reported dead and hundreds still missing. As Beaumont and surrounding areas receive the second onslaught from the hurricane that just keeps coming back, families are banding together to make sure that their loved ones are safe and sound. Sadly, not having experience with these kinds of flood situations has cost at least one family way too much. Getting around, or even getting out of a flooded area is difficult because it's hard to know the depth of the water. There becomes a point where it's more dangerous to stay in your car than it is to get out and try to walk. This is the point that one mother and daughter got to while trying to navigate to safety. Sadly, this mother was unable to save herself, but she kept her daughter's head above water. The floodwaters overcame her, but her daughter lived. The two were found with the daughter clinging to her mother's lifeless body. Via people. A Texas woman saved her 3-year-old daughter from drowning during a flood in Beaumont, Texas, on Tuesday. Officer Carol Riley, a spokeswoman for the Beaumont Police Department, tells people the unidentified 41-year-old was found floating in a canal with her daughter clinging to her. Riley said the woman absolutely saved the child's life. They were in the water for quite some time, Riley says. When the baby was found, the baby was clinging to her. The mother did the best she could to keep her child up over the water. The baby also had a backpack that was helping her float on her back and she was holding on to her mom, Riley adds. The mother was driving on the I-10 service road when the water reached high levels. According to a release by the police department, the woman pulled her vehicle into a Plaza 10 parking lot, where it proceeded to get stuck. At some point, the woman was swept into a canal and floated about a half a mile from her vehicle. She and her child were rescued by 2 Beaumont police officers and 2 Beaumont fire rescue divers after they spotted the mother floating. When rescuers reached them, they found the mother unresponsive, while the child suffered from hypothermia. The mother was pronounced dead shortly after they reached an ambulance. The child is in stable condition, where she will be released into the care of family members tomorrow, Riley tells people. The record-shattering storm touched down as a Category 4 hurricane on Friday, dumping several inches of rain on the Texas coastal bend. The storm left homes flooded, many without power and several buildings destroyed. Local officials reported 30 confirmed and suspected flood-related deaths according to the New York Times. 2 Beaumont police officers and 2 fire rescue divers in a rubber boat spotted the mother floating with the child, who was holding on to her mother. Officers pulled the child and the mother into the boat. The mother was unresponsive and efforts to revive her failed. The child was hospitalized in stable condition. 4 days after the storm ravaged the Texas coastline as a hurricane, authorities and family members have reported more than a dozen deaths from Harvey. Rescue crews have acknowledged that the number of confirmed deaths from Harvey could soar once the floodwaters start to recede from one of America's largest metropolitan centers. Every parent fears the day when they won't be able to guide their children and keep them safe, but this one did well. There's no doubt that this was a mother who loved her child deeply because she made the ultimate sacrifice for her. It's a decision that we all hope no one ever has to make. But the devastation occurring in certain areas is making many face impossible decisions. The best we can do is remember this mom and others like her, and thank God for every day our families are able to stay together and support the families who've lost loved ones during this storm.